All righty. Welcome back to Straight Talking with Kelly, where real conversations happen. This is part two of my interview with Elijah Baker. So, Elijah, we were talking about Tupac, and I think one of the things that you wanted to make clear is that you did have a lot of respect for him. You actually worked with him, and you said his brother actually played on a Tony song.
No, okay. I worked with him on doing shows. We did this
Okay.
MTV performance in New York. Me, Tony, SWV, and Tupac. Such a nice guy. But my brother actually produced a record with him.
Okay.
So Many Tears. My brother helped produce that song, Eric Kenya Baker. So that was a collaboration. So I see him in studios and stuff like that. He was just a nice person. But his half brother, Mercedes, the mellow, quite a nice fellow, rapped on Feels Good. So that's Tupac. Mopar Shakur. That's Tupac's half brother.
Okay. Okay. I didn't even know you had a brother, so that's nice to know. And feels good. I told you it was my favorite song. So now I got to go back and listen to
Yeah,
it again.
go back and look at the video. Hit the video and everything. So go back and see
Yeah,
it.
I'll definitely go back and look at it again. Yeah. So just having that musical thing. So one of the things that we didn't get to talk about was your dancing. Not only do you dance, but you also told me you're a comedian and then you have aspirations to be a motivational speaker. So we didn't get to talk about that.
Listen, I get pulled in all kind of directions. Like neither one of them I planned on. Like when I started going Facebook Live, people just tuned in and start engaging to my conversation and start even DMing me, telling me to go live and just talk about anything. I'm like, okay. And I'm just a passionate person, so I'm just gonna always talk how I feel. So that's where the motivation will come from. And
Okay.
then um, as far as being a comedian, I've always been witty, always been witty. Um, and I just don't know where that came from. Oh no, I do know it came from my daddy,
Okay.
my father.
Your
So
sense of humor.
yes, and I used to do stand-up comedy for my sister when I was a kid, like 5, 6, 7 years old, make them laugh. So I can do it, but I'm not. My personality ain't goofy all the time. So, but being a comedian is a hard job because you be successful
Yes.
at it. The people when they
Yes.
see you, and you ain't in the mood to be funny. They gonna want you to be funny.
Right.
And so I just use my little funny on social media, give them a little peekaboo and
Okay.
on some
Okay.
record. But if it, I have a skit ready to go. Like
Okay.
you
So if
know,
anybody's listening, I'm ready. Call
well,
me.
I know it's gonna go over well. I mean, I'm very confident in myself. I really analyze it, so um, I know how to bring it in and know how to end it.
So now tell me this. Do you still dance? Do you still choreograph
You know,
dance movements?
I still can dance. I naturally got it, but I'll be honest with you, I'm feeling a little kind of old when I do it now. You know, I when I
But
when
you
I
can
was
actually direct other people to do it. You don't have to be the dancer. You can
oh no, I
have,
still could if I have to perform, I still put the troops together and we gonna at least be in sequence to be in order and doing the same dance steps. But as far as doing cartwheels and stuff, them days over with.
oh, I used to do cartwheels.
Yeah, we used to do cartwheels. Go back,
Oh,
go back, look at that documentary again. You missing some stuff.
I guess I am. It's like cartwheels. Okay. I don't
Yeah.
understand how you guys can do that. And you got instruments and everybody's on the stage. It's like it's too
Well,
many
well,
people up there.
well on Feels Good, we put the instruments down and pick them up later.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's doing too much, if you ask me. But hey, you got to do what you got to do.
We had that young energy then. It didn't even matter at
Yep.
that point. You can feel it.
But
You can
you,
feel it now.
but you know what? But that's the beauty of being recorded because you can look back at that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like now you're like, there's no way I would do that now. But the simple fact that you did do it, that it's a beautiful thing to be able to look back at that.
It really is. Like I'm proud of my dance skills back in the day. I could have went against anybody for real. But
Okay.
just to look at it, it is good to see it that, oh man. And the funny thing, I tried that, like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I wish I could do some things, but I can't do all things.
But look at Michael Jackson and Prince. They also went through that where Michael still could do it. Prince, ended up having hip problems because of all the splits and stuff he used to do. So,
You know
yeah.
what? You know what's funny about that? And like I just say what I believe, and whether anybody agree with it or not. But I think them two guys, as they were so much caught up in their artistry, I don't think neither one of them wanted to see themselves in a decline mode. Like I don't think they want to even be living knowing they couldn't perform like they can
Oh,
give.
absolutely. You know what? And that's why they had to go early. I think icons that live on forever, like Marilyn Monroe and those guys, their time is up for a reason.
Yes, I believe deeply in my heart neither one of them
Yeah.
wanted to see
Yeah.
themselves old and couldn't perform no more.
Yeah. 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 And and they left, it was very heartbreaking and sad, but they're immortal. They'll always be in our mind. We'll always see Michael doing the moonwalk. And
And and we saw all of them in their last they still able to give something,
yeah, yeah,
more
yeah,
than enough. Because when I look
yeah.
back on Michael's last interview, he said, "This is it," and he said, "No, really, this is
I
it."
know. What? That was like a self-fulfilling prophecy, wasn't it?
Prince also had one, but I can't recite his
I remember when he
verbatim.
said, don't feel, he was like, don't worry about me. I'll be just fine, basically. And no, you weren't.
Hey, it's. I mean, maybe we don't know the afterlife. Maybe he is.
Well, but you know what? Like I said, I am just so blessed that I had a chance to see both of them. I'm so glad that they have such a catalog of music that they left behind. When I think about all of the artists, even going back to Cab Calloway, we have so many people, Lena Horne, all of those, just everybody that has left us with so much.
And let me expound a little bit. I just see the Jacksons without Michael Jackson, right? And I love the Jacksons. People was excited to see the Jacksons, but the Jacksons can no longer perform like the Jacksons we used to. So I can see Mike not being happy at the 60 something years old doing
Yeah, yeah.
performing because he won't be able to give it up.
Well, when I went to Vegas to go see the Jacksons, and it was heartbreaking to me because
It
number
was.
one, they were singing out of tune. They weren't even in tune. Where the mom was in the audience, and she was literally, because I was that close to them, she was literally telling the
Mhm.
band members to play louder to drown them out.
What?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And I actually have a recording of it. So, and I've actually put it on YouTube. So it's on my YouTube page, the recordings that I did of the Jackson. It was just heartbreaking seeing them. But at the same time, I was still happy to see them together and to see them playing their music and to see them dancing. It's just they didn't sound like if Michael was alive and with them, because he would have actually demanded more.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Mike wouldn't. What if you go look at Tony right now? They don't look like the Tony of old. So you will see the decline. But if they still can perform the music, if Dwayne would take it as serious, he got great musicians. He just don't put the effort he once put in. When we were younger.
Mm.
So
Yeah, well, getting old has this way of, I see like, I think it was the OJs and some of the older groups are still performing, going around, I guess, doing what they do. I guess it must be hard giving it up.
yeah, but New Edition still give it up. New Edition, except
Well,
for
I
Bobby
said
Brown.
they did good. They did
Yeah,
really good. Yeah.
Bobby Brown got ailments, but New Edition still bring it. You know,
Okay.
you got chose a few still. Like if I perform, I still bring it. I got my group Park Avenue, and I just did a show at White Party, and it went over very well. So, because I take it that serious. Raphael go out, he gonna do his thing because he take it serious. It's some
Yeah.
take it serious and some don't.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and maybe it's not that they're not taking it serious. Maybe that's just the capacity that they're at right now.
No, they're not taking it serious. I've been there with them and they're not taking it serious. Matter of fact,
okay.
my last gig with me and Dwayne got into it about the lack of care he had for the band and the sound. And that was my last show with them.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get ready to wrap this bad booger up. So I just had to get back to you and talk more about, you know, your comedians and your motivational speaking. And now we know that Facebook is where people can get to see another version of you.
Oh yeah, they can see the whole personality on Facebook. I give it a little bit on Facebook. I let loose.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll definitely have to join your Facebook page. I don't let loose on mine. I'm actually pretty low key, believe it or not. But yeah, I'll definitely.
Just know that you'll be sending another Elijah on Facebook.
Okay. The two faces of Elijah.
I have more than two faces.
Well,
they all good though. They all good though. I ain't got no bad faces.
Okay. Yeah, well then, so why do you have so many? I
just have so many different outgoing personalities and thoughts that come in my mind, and I just use them all.
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you again for taking out the time to be on Straight Talking with Kelly, where real conversations happen. To my listening audience, thank you for being here. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share, and come back. Thank you, Elijah.
Thank you.